So, what can I say about these Chelsea teams? Um, there's everything. I can't really explain it because how can we explain it? Because the team is in absolute disarray. Ever since Graham Potter came in, he had quite a few wins, and then all of a sudden, he falling apart. Okay, it was the FA Cup today, and we lost 1-0 against them, and we lost 1-0. So, what can I say? Because I'm trying to be positive about Chelsea, and it's just, at the moment, there are a few things to be positive about. Some players, we got some new players. To be honest, I haven't really heard any of these players, so I had to do my research and find out about who they are and all that. And yes, they are young. That is the trend now. We are going for younger players and say these are the players for the future. We need players who can play in the first team straight away. We got players who sort of. I really hope they are playing for Graham Potter or playing for the club. There seems to be some sort of problems going on at Chelsea, and what can I say about, Todd Boehly, he's been there for 7 months, and he's trying to do like an American way of dealing with, buying new players and selling selling players. And trying, we've got some new players on 7-year contract. Now, I understand that's American sports do that, but this is European football and worldwide football, where some players are, if some players have got absolute potential, they can sort of, sign for like a 3-year deal, and then if they do stay there for 3 years, they might go on for 5 years. It's normally a 5-year as the longest contract. But 7-year contract it's a lot of risk. There's quite a few players in Europe, like especially Sol Nugent, the guy who came over here for Chelsea on loan. He was on one of them, 7-year contract, and he hadn't really worked out for him, really. So it is a risk. But I do understand the vision, and, we need to change that vision to trying to be like, okay, we are a Chelsea team. We are building something towards hopefully more trophies and stuff. Hopefully we can try and build onto things. But at the moment, Graham Potter, who came in with his coaching staff, and some of the coaching staff hardly had any experience, being at the top club. I might be wrong. However, I just think, because they've been at Brighton, they know what to do, and they were given time and support. I just hope that Chelsea will do the same thing. But at the moment, looking at the results and our form and the way their players played today, it just feels like, what are you doing? Sort of thing. Okay, I must admit, I wasn't, one of the fans who wasn't that keen on Graham Potter when he first came in, because it was such a shock. You're going from Thomas Tuchel, who's one of the world-class manager, who's won loads of trophies and actually carried the same sort of players in our squad to win the Champions League. And that's incredible. And he got him through, 3 finals, at least 3 or 4 finals, and that is incredible. Where okay, Graham Potter has won some trophies in Sweden and all that sort of places, but to be honest, Sweden football is just like, well, I won't say anything. They need improving. Let's say it like that. So, do I think Graham Potter will stay? Well, Graham Potter. Well, we have got Fulham away this Thursday. It's a London derby. You know, it's a West London derby, and it's between, I call it the posh neighbours West London derby, because, you know, Fulham are right next to us. You know, literally 3 miles apart, but it's right next to us. And if we don't beat Fulham, then how can we carry on supporting the manager? How can we support Graham Potter, who's been losing? And, you know, the things he's been saying in a press conference, it doesn't sound like you would expect from someone like Jose Mourinho or Carlo Ancelotti or, you know, all the top managers and all that. You know, that he said that he's learning. I hope he's learning, because he's got to learn quick, because if he doesn't, he's out. Simple as that. However, we've got to trust the process. I am trusting the process. I know that I started supporting Chelsea in 1997, so I used to see like Dennis Wise, Gianluca Vialli, Tauran Flo, Kevin Hitchcock was there, Ed DeGuy, one of my heroes at the time, and, you know, so we went from, we know, you know, going from that period back in 1997, where we didn't really win much, but we won some trophies, and we won a lot of success under Roman Abramovich, and unfortunately that he was sanctioned and he was forced to sell the club by, you know, the government and the EU and all that sort of thing. I won't go repeat all that, because that was a horrible time for us. So he had to sell the club, and now we've got Todd Boehly, who is American, and you know, when the American owners trying to come over here, they've hardly been a success, because, you know, well, we have our traditions and rules and how we like our Premier League and how we like to eat our food and beers and everything. You know, we don't really like change. And then when some of these American owners, that particularly like Liverpool and Man United, tried to change, you know, to put us into a new competition, to European Super League, which is ridiculous. You know, it would be very similar to the NFL or American football structure, closed competition, which is absolutely ridiculous. You know, why would you want to go to a league where there's no competition? It's no promotion or relegation, no nothing. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm just sort of ranting on, you know. So yeah, right. I think that's my rant over. Yeah, I hope all of you will have a great week, and stay positive, Chelsea fans, and stay optimistic, because you never know. We may be very close to a win. And if we do beat Fulham, amazing. If we don't, then more questions needs to be answered. So, yeah. Stay the faith, I say. I'll see you all for the next one. Have a great week, people.